Good morning, Maranatha Carlisle family. My name is Matthew Wagner. I'm the Communication and Development Manager here for Maranatha Carlisle. I have with us our new Program Director, Jim Burgess. Jim's going to be managing and directing our Survive to Thrive program, which we're extremely excited about. You want to take a few minutes to kind of share more information about the program, how it's going to work, and what that's all going to look like. So without further ado, I know, Jim, you're pretty famous throughout the Carlisle community here, but why don't you just start with giving us a little bit of your background and all that you've done in the community here.
Well, I don't know about famous, Matt, but I've been around for a while. So just some real quick background, and thanks again for giving me the opportunity to do this. I'm a Carlisle region area person. I grew up in Mount Holly Springs, graduated from Carlisle High School, Shippensburg University, worked in the schools here in Carlisle since 1990 and retired in 2013. First as a teacher, that was before Carlisle, and then as an elementary school principal, which was most of my, which pretty much is all of my Carlisle experience. And so when I retired, I needed to find something to do, and my wheelhouse is education and being a difference maker. So I needed to find some way to get that fixed. So that pivoted right into the community. Really, education in schools I continue to do as a substitute principal and still do that. And really enjoy that work. But also other community education projects included getting science scholarships for camp for Carlisle School District elementary kids. Got involved as an energy efficiency educator. That was kind of a state throughout Pennsylvania. Mental health first aid educator. And all of those projects really were a continuation of my passion, which really is advocating for Give Me a Chance families. And
Sure.
Give Me a Chance families are those families that have a lot of adversity to overcome more than most families.
Yep. Awesome. Well, and I know that through working with those Give Me a Choice family, Give Me a Chance, families, you've been kind of exploring this family mentoring concept for a while now. Can you tell us a little bit more about that process? What led you to it? That kind of thing?
Well, yeah, I'm really motivated by I wonder moments. And along the way after retirement, I met a very special family and we connected. And we've been working side by side on a journey to stability for the last 6 years. And with my new friends and new family, we started our journey with really addressing schooling issues, followed by providing opportunities for science camp scholarships. And then we worked together on some food instability, mental health challenges, physical health challenges, and financial challenges. And it's just been fascinating work along the way. And when we've grown even more close as we work together, these things, and really those financial challenges, and combine that with my Give Me a Chance family advocacy,
right.
Led me to Maranatha Carlisle.
So it kind of leads me into my next question. What did make you decide to kind of present this initiative to Maranatha Carlisle and to partner with us on this?
Well, I saw pretty quickly that finances are typically the root of a lot of instability issues. And
Sure.
And as I looked at the nonprofits in Carlisle, there was one that stood out as really focusing on the financial stability of the folks they work with, and that's Maranatha. And so that's where that was the impetus of really reaching out to Kim Strizzy at the time to begin talking about how we could be part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're glad. We're certainly glad that you did. We're excited about being a part of this. I know one of the things that we're looking forward to is kind of exploring the AHA process and the Getting Ahead program. Can you talk a little bit about how you came across those programs and maybe describe a little bit of what they're all about?
Well, sure. What I'll start with is Ruby Payne's, Dr. Ruby Payne, who founded the company AHA Process Incorporated, um, wrote a book probably back in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, called Bridges Out of Poverty. And it really was um, a deep dive into the causes of poverty and the way to take people from dependence to self-sufficiency. Um, and so that's been around for a while, and I was involved with that work a little bit in the school system when I was still working in the Carlisle School District. Um, and so I knew of that work, and as we were kind of fleshing out how to add another layer of programming, we had a community work group meeting with Kim. And that community work group found out about the South Central PA Community Action Agency in Adams and Franklin County. Megan Shreve, I'd worked with Megan when I was principaling, so I knew of her and knew of the work that she did. And so we had a Zoom session with her, and then that's where I found out that the centerpiece of what they're doing down there was getting out of poverty, bridges out of poverty, and getting ahead. And I was familiar with getting ahead with work I have been doing and still continue to do in Harrisburg, in the Uptown neighborhood. There was a person in our collective impact who really was a big fan of getting ahead and really described that as transformative, both for those who participated and as well as for the facilitators. So I knew about that. So South Central PA Community Actions kind of sealed the deal. And then we found out about Tri-County Community Action in Dauphin, Cumberland, and Perry counties, who also does that work. And that's what led us down the road to AHA, Getting Ahead, Bridges Out of Poverty.
Yeah. Okay. So can you describe a little bit of what that process is like, what it looks like, how it'll be carried out?
Sure, I can start by focusing on the Bridges Out of Poverty work. That really is the framework, the constructs of Bridges Out of Poverty really build the infrastructure for the poverty reduction work that this does. And there really are 10 constructs. And I'm not going to talk about all 10, but I'll talk about some key ones. And the big thing here is just a different way of looking at poverty, and that's through the lens of economic class. Where we've got folks that are coming out of instability, which would be potentially poverty, the poverty class. We've got those in middle class, and we've got those in the wealth class. And each one of those economic classes have resources. And some resources, the cup is full, and other resources, the cup is not full, but it does have something in it. And we start taking a look at poverty as a resource issue, where we can build and add resources to existing resources in all three economic classes, not just those in poverty. And that is a way that next point is really key. That's a way to build mutual respect relationships between economic classes. It's not to say that middle class is better than poverty class and wealth class is better than any. It's not saying that at all. It's a way to break down the barriers between economic class. So that's a key point. The other key point with the building Bridges Out of Poverty is we're looking to stabilize the environment. We're looking to remove barriers, get in the way of stability. We're looking to build resources really through a triple lens, both the individual, the institution, and the community. So with our situation, we're working with Maranatha program partners. Those are the individuals with Getting Ahead. We're looking at really how we do business at Maranatha. That's the institution. And then the community is, what do we need to do in the community to be a resource building environment, even more so. And so that's where we are with that.
Okay. I know this is a program that's being done all over the country. Can you talk a little bit about the results of this program in other cities? How's it going there? what's been the impact of the program in other parts of the country?
Well, what's standard about delivering Getting Ahead is that there's a standard curriculum that when you get certified to facilitate, you have to deliver using the fidelity of the program. So that's standard across the country.
Sure.
What else is standard is you're looking at a small group of 8 to 12. We call them investigators in this process with a facilitator. I'm the facilitator as well as a co-investigator because I have a lot to learn as well. I'm learning as well as the others in the group.
Sure.
It's really a conversation among equals around the table. And so that's pretty standard across the country. The other standard piece across the country is the fact that investigators get paid because they truly are the experts of what it's like to live in instability. And our community needs their expertise to really move forward in reducing poverty in the Carlisle area. So they get paid in gift cards. That's standard. And so those things are all standard. The approach, though, that we are taking here at Maranatha is a bit different because we're taking a bottom-up approach where we're starting within one nonprofit to see with another I wonder moment. I wonder what this can do with moving folks that already have a taste of stability to maybe greater self-sufficiency. That's the hypothesis. We need that remains to be seen if that happens.
Sure.
And then we want to percolate this up. So if we start to have some, significant successes, we have opportunities in the community to spread the word. Hey, this is something you might want to take a look at. Yeah. And so it percolates up and then filters back down. Usually right. The process is top down, where it's the community embraces this concept, and then it goes down through the nonprofit world that way. We're taking a different approach.
Okay, great. And can you talk a little bit maybe about some of the return on investment that this program's had, some of the impact it's had in other places where it's been done?
Well, that return on investment and the metrics from this potentially, at least nationally, really are attention grabbers because AHA has a Getting Ahead graduate report. They've been collecting data for years on graduates, and this is all on their website, and people should visit this website to check these things out. But with 179 graduates from 2013 to 2019, they call it the ROI data, which is return on investment data.
Right.
Within those graduates, 52% increased their monthly income, 46% decreased monthly debts, 52% decreased total debts, and 43% decreased government benefits. So when we take a look at getting ahead, getting ahead's different than getting by. Getting ahead is self-sufficiency. And if you become self-sufficient, then that means there's less of a need to be dependent on other things. And that's a key metric there.
Right, and that's kind of where we got the name for the program from. These individuals who are experiencing poverty, they're really just surviving. And we want to get them from that surviving mode to thriving and to being successful members of our community and even giving back to the community. I'm excited about that.
Exactly. You really nailed it, Matt.
So let's talk about some of the logistics here. When is the first group getting started? What is that going to look like?
Well, we hope this is no easy lift in the middle of a pandemic.
Sure.
And so we are hoping to launch our first cohort February 3rd. And we have a site. New Life Community Church has graciously provided us with a site. Pastor Ryan Brown is a big advocate for this. And we're hoping that we'll be able to do this in person from 5 to 8 o'clock on a weekly basis. Those are Wednesdays at New Life Community Church. Now, of course, that's an in-person launch. We're going to socially distance. We're going to have the protective equipment to make this work. But again, nobody knows where this pandemic is going. So that's the hope. That's all I can say. That's the hope.
So where that P word comes in, pivoting.
That's right. That's right. And there is an opportunity to potentially pivot to a virtual delivery, but that we don't know at this point.
Right.
That could take some time to be able to have that capacity.
Right. So if people are interested in participating in the program, if they're interested in getting involved in some way in helping make this program a success and changing people's lives, how would they go about doing that?
Well, I just have a couple of suggestions for community members who want to learn more. And I think that probably is the start point with this, is to really dig into what this is all about. So certainly one thing that can happen to get more information is visit the AHA Process website. You can just Google AHA Process, it'll get you right in there.
Yep.
And you can view some of the YouTube videos. We'll have some of those videos on our website as well.
Yep.
There's also podcasts and blogs and all kinds of webinar recordings.
Right.
So I would encourage people to do some research on their own to get a handle on what this is. And they certainly can call me and we can have a conversation.
Yep.
I've been spending probably the last 6 months getting audiences to talk about this in as little as 15 minutes to do an overview. I'll be glad to do that as well to give more information. But specifically for our February 3rd launch, we might have needs for childcare for participants to be investigators. They might have kids that we need to have some childcare opportunities for. For childcare, you need to have clearances, and that would be state police and child abuse clearances. And I know in the faith community, a lot of folks in the faith community who work with youth have those clearances. We would love to tap into that to potentially use for childcare if there's a need. So that's certainly a way to be involved. We also, as I mentioned before, we pay our investigators through gift cards. And so we're looking for business community sponsorships for gift cards. I pitched that as a way to check off 2 boxes in someone who's looking to give back to the community. One box that's checked off with gift card donations to us is that it helps us do this particular initiative. And the second box that it checks off is because we are using gift cards that are local businesses. I mean, we're going to do Walmart because that's one-stop shopping for a lot of folks.
Sure.
But then we're using, we're looking at Giant gift cards. We're looking at Weiss gift cards. We're looking at local restaurant gift cards that are within walking distance in downtown. So you can check off that box of supporting local business with this donation to Maranatha for the stipends. And then, of course, we have a wish list that was your idea, a brilliant idea, by the way, that's accessible on our website.
Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while.
There you go. And so that's available too on our website. We do need some things to run the program, particularly if it's going to be a in-person, virtual. We have some resources that we need. So those are some ways that I can think of, just as ways to get involved.
Absolutely. Well, just to kind of wrap things up here, you referenced our website, which is www.maranatha-carlisle.org. You can go on there, and there's a page that's going to be dedicated to the Survive to Thrive program. There's some videos on there, including the recording of our conversation today. There will be some links on there as far as making donations and a list of local restaurants that are participating in the program and that kind of thing. So please feel free to check that out. If you need to get a hold of Jim, you can always give us a call here at the office at 717-258-1000. Or you can email us information at maranatha-carlisle.org. We're always looking for opportunities to spread the word about this program. So if you have a group that might be interested in learning more and helping us out, please reach out to us and we can set up a time to do that, probably virtually right now or in person if necessary. But I just want to thank you, Jim. I mean, everything you do in this community it's amazing. And then for you to take this on and just kind of you picked it up and ran with it, despite the challenges of the pandemic. You've been putting in just a ton of work into this, and we're very excited to be working with you on this and working with you going forward. So I just want to acknowledge everything that you're doing to make this happen, and we're excited to work with you on it.
Well, I appreciate those kind words, and it's very encouraging to be part of an awesome team at Maranatha Carlisle as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Please make sure that you're checking us out on Facebook and on YouTube and on our website. We'll be certainly pushing out more information about this program as it develops. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed day.